check this out. You may remember a recent video of mine where I did cover this. Bizarre, very odd. It was dropping the next day. Such a just self-deflating kind of campaign that they ran. It was posted by The Witcher. This wasn't like some compilation video that a bunch of just random people came up with. No, this was specifically posted by The Witcher Netflix series from their own page, where they got all these actors and actresses that were part of this The Witcher Blood origin, and the cast gave 10 reasons why you should watch it. And all of them were naming off some of the most bizarre things that would, if anything, turn people off of the project. Like, hey, it has the first kiss between two men in the show. Like, okay, why would anybody watch The Witcher or the origin, or what is supposed to be this kind of setting up the scene of what's to come with The Witcher? Why would those people that are generally fans of that type of work, even the show, you know, or the games or the books, who's going to read that and be like, yeah, or listen to that and be like, yeah, I'm stoked. Yeah. Like, what? It's not really something you can lead with. They went on about just stuff that really had a little to do with the actual, like, it's not, let me say this, it's not something that you would generally promote as a selling point for a product that you actually believed in. Shill Media doesn't even like it for the most part. 38%. They're giving it, and the audience is giving it 8. So it doesn't look like anybody likes the Blood origin or the Witcher Blood origin, as it says, dealing with the shares ancestral DNA with The Witcher, but little of what makes the Mothership series memorable. That's what they said. It's a shallow excavation. That's what the critics look to be saying. That's the consensus. In other words, that they couldn't even find a redeeming quality about it, despite all of the weird stuff. Look, guys, Hollywood's in trouble. Netflix is just continuing to pump out just dog water. It's not really anything that's worth seeing for the most part, or well, let me say this, worth giving you money to then have access to this big catalog, and you can't even justify spending that ever-increasing price. This is what modern entertainment's missing right now, and that's the enthusiasm. People get so caught up in trying to be competitors, and they think that the audience cares about things that the audience doesn't really care about. You may yourself think that all these social moves and all that. I had one of my reply guys actually said this, that this was a selling point. Let me see if I can find that. I don't remember if it was on my video where that happened. Maybe it wasn't. It may have not been on my actual, the video that I shared. It may be on the shared post. I'm scrolling down here now. I don't think it was here. I think it was certainly on that shared post. And the weirdo, of course, trans flags, all that, you know, your typical pronouns in the bio type. Reply guy, you guys that follow me on Twitter have seen him. He was like, oh, sounds like a selling point. All right, yeah, sounds like a selling point for what, the 3 people? And then the people that it's supposed to be sold to ain't going to go see it. That's always the hilarious part, is it's not like they're going to show any interest in it. You know, I'm not going to show any interest in it. It's not like they go out of their way to actually go see it for the most part. It's always this, hey, they like the ideas of things and they don't really enjoy the actual product. So the ones that do see it, as far as all indications show, including the critics, usually definitely those Rotten Tomato jackwagons who changed their entire site for, what was it, Captain Marvel that they did that for? Even they can't find the redeeming qualities because they gave it a low deal. Look, not everything's going to knock it out the park. But what Hollywood's missing right now, even especially with these established properties, is just sheer enthusiasm. It's very hard to generate that anymore because there's no passion in it. You know, you've turned off your core audience, right? The MCU doesn't get, you might hate the quote unquote right wingers and the traditional people. You might hate them, right? It sounds cool to rag on them on TikTok, where it has a high concentration of retards over there with neon colored hair, and it's all fun and games and giggles and stuff, right? But y'all eat your cat's food, and you also don't have any money. You don't got capital like that. And so as you actively have turned off the families, the people, I don't know, that actually have money, not the folks that pretend to like something and pirate it. I'm talking about guys that are willing to spend money. As you turn those people off, you are now left with the cat food eaters on TikTok with the neon colored hair pronouns in the bio, trans flags and all that sort of stuff. Probably, you know, Ukraine stuff. All that is there. And you're depending on them. So you can't generate an audience. You need these types of the one. It's not even just the sheer numbers. You don't get to as massive as even something like Marvel Cinematic Universe or Marvel Comics in general, for example. You don't get that massive. The Witcher, the games don't sell that much if it's not appealing to people that are on different sides of the political spectrum. That's what the folks that are being hired in these marketing departments don't seem to understand, because they think they outnumber everybody, and maybe it's because they're tricked believing what Twitter says. Like these fools are fixing their mouth. They turn the camera on to you, and maybe you got paid to say it. I don't know, but they turn the camera on you. You just got through acting in this film. And they say, hey, man, let the people know why they should be stoked on this. We're doing a video, 10 things, and you sitting over naming off dudes kissing. Like, what? What you talking about, man? The enthusiasm just, it can't be generated, partially because it's just not really organic. Everybody has their own personal agendas as far as why they're doing stuff. So much so that they think those that don't with the entertainment product, they think those people, something's wrong with them. And they think they're the enemies. Because nobody could ever just want to put out decent product for anybody to consume. No, it has to be something, because that's how they operate. So it's a projection. It has to be some level of politics involved somewhere. Everything's political, though. It's trash. Y'all in trouble. We covered, was it Hollywood Reporter or was it Variety? Talking about the projection of 2023, and they say it's looking bumpy for Hollywood. Y'all in trouble. Your mystique is gone. You keep having flops of the flop of the flops is one of the most least lucrative years that you guys have had in a long time. And this stuff keeps happening. Reason being, you can't generate enthusiasm. Your mystique's gone, your product's terrible, and you keep doubling down. So why on earth would anybody go out of their way to try to buy the products that you're a part of? Right? Because this is the thing. I'm not saying that the more, let's say, people that are trying to create stuff that's detached from, let's say, the mainstream, be it films or anything. I'm not saying all those guys are going to be rich as, like, you know, selling $1 billion worth of content or something like that. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. But it's more than likely not. Definitely as it becomes more divisive, you'll have a lot of successes like I saw them. You'll have a lot of successes, but it won't be to the degree of old, because that requires people that just of any walk of life to get it. And I would love to get to a product to where that's what it is, but definitely because I'm a commentator, people know what my political views are, my social views are. People are going to not like me because of that and that alone. Whatever, that's just a new era of connectivity. The thing about it is, though, is that I can actually generate some enthusiasm behind my product and get it in front of willing, actual paying customers. May not get 40,000 retweets or something like that, but at least a high percentage of those that support it are then turned into actual customers, right? The same cannot be said with what like Hollywood and stuff is doing, and this is why they're struggling. It's on them. Wherever you're viewing the content, I appreciate you. If you enjoyed it, you may be interested in my comic book company, Rippaverse Comics. Our first book and campaign, ISOM #1, brought in $3.7 million with tens of thousands of satisfied customers. Visit Rippaverse.com to check out our store and stay up to date with the latest campaigns from one of the hottest new comic book companies. Also, my first big step towards a parallel economy was the development of my personal website, ericdjuly.com. This entirely replaced my Patreon. Now, if you enjoy this content, please consider becoming a member over at the website. We have an ever-expanding list of perks for various membership tiers, a forum, and a phone app. Some of these perks will even benefit you if you're fans of the Rippaverse. Anyway, I appreciate you so much for being a supporter and or customer. I even got a little love for my haters.